We're going to begin today by singing together 1059, May Your Life Be as a Song. Let's sing it all in unison. I have this idea that we maybe could sing it as a round. So if we do it as a round, that would be 1. If we split the middle, this would be 2, this would be 3, and this would be 4. Now, just speaking from experience with the choir this morning, you have to like keep a steady rhythm. Otherwise, it's going to be a train wreck. But it'll be fun either way. So we're going to sing it once in unison. Pengcheng will play the notes along with us, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll see how it goes. Here we go. All in unison. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing away the light and softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. 1, here we go.
Welcome. My name is Melissa Rowland. I'll be your worship associate today. We welcome people with a diversity of genders, sexual orientations, places of origins, beliefs. We share common values and strive to live into our UU values more every day. Everyone is welcome here. Please take a moment to silence your electronic devices and put them in worship mode. Please join me in the chalice lighting. We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together we care for the church and each other. So we're doing announcements a little bit different today. We're going to get them out of the way early. We do have a couple of announcements. Today is the last day to claim your belongings located on the north wall of Carl Pfeiffer. In addition, there are coats and jackets hanging in the coat room. Beginning tomorrow through Sunday, April 23rd, items are open to anyone who would like them. Then, anything left after April 23rd will be donated, recycled, or discarded. With items in mind, it is time to start submitting your items for the auction. The auction is May 6th, And by next Sunday, April 23rd, the organizers really hope to have all of the items collected.
No, not collected, but submitted in form
Some-
the week after we elect them.
Thank you for the clarification.
Forms are online or here on paper in Pearl Pfeiffer.
Okay, thank you. Forms are online or on paper here in Crawlpfeiffer. We welcome help. They say email auction@stjohnsuu.org and check out more information in the e-news. David Terry has an announcement regarding spring cleanup.
I know hats are a thing here, so. Anyway, the spring cleanup this year is going to be April the 22nd from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And we have some gardening tools, but if you have a few, go ahead and bring them. So, hope to see you there.
Thank you, David. I want to welcome everyone again. Today is the 100th anniversary of the flower communion ceremony. This year is the 100th anniversary. So this is a very special flower communion Sunday, and also Pengcheng He will be providing us a mini concert, and we're very much looking forward to that as well. Please join me in our affirmation. This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands. Now is the time for joys and concerns. If you have anything you'd like read from the pulpit, you can send it through, if you're online, you can send it through the chat there. If you're here in person, please leave it in a note by the stone bowl. Please come forward and place a stone for a joy or concern. Thank you. I placed another stone to represent the joys and sorrows not shared today. Let me see if we have any online. None online today. We do have one in person. Joy, we have 3 guests here today who have deep roots at St. John's going back many years. We welcome them as returning visitors. And we do have, split the plate today is with Cincinnati Interfaith Worker Center, Charles Spencer. If you could come forward.
Good morning. I'm honored to give the presentation for Cincinnati Interfaith Worker Center today because the speaker from the board was not able to make it today as planned. I'm honored to do so, and I want to tell you a little bit about the current campaigns of the center. They are Just Pay Cincy, Safety Now for All, and Immigrant Dignity. Just Pay Cincinnati is working to stop wage theft and wage discrimination in Cincinnati through enforcement efforts and expansion of the existing Cincinnati Wage Enforcement Ordinance. If you're wondering what wage theft looks like, what it is, there wasn't room in my 3 minutes to talk about it. I have information for later during coffee. And the other thing is to promote living wage employers who are committed to worker safety. Wage theft and in all its forms affects 60% of low-wage workers, resulting in an average annual loss, that's an average per person loss of $2,634 a year. If you're low wage, that's a lot. The center estimates wage theft costs Cincinnati low-wage workers a total of $52 million a year. So it's a big deal. Just Pay Cincinnati program serves the 33,000 low-wage workers who live and work in Cincinnati. Immigrant communities of color, returning citizens, and African-American workers are especially targets of wage theft. Since 2005, the Worker Center has helped workers, primarily Hispanic and Black workers, recover more than $1.5 million in unpaid wages. Safety Now, the second major effort at this period during this time, helps workers train one another to spot hazards in the workplace, report hazards, and build a safety culture where they work. This includes supporting injured workers and ensuring their access to workers' compensation payments for medical care as a result of work injuries and lost wages. Health and safety in the workplace have been part of the culture of CIWC since it was founded in 2005. Immigrant Dignity helps immigrants exercise and protect their fundamental human rights on the job and in the community. The center members seek protection for all from unjust deportations and deportation threats, and policy change to reduce deportation threats in the city, state, and region. CIWC is one of the few remaining interfaith worker centers in our country. It's been a 40-year-long winter for workers, their unions, and the community organizations that support them. It's a tough time. You can designate your entire contribution to the Worker Center by noting Cincinnati Interfaith Worker Center. As Melissa said, you can say 100% in the memo line of the check and on the envelope that you put it in. Thank you very much for your support of all our Split the Plate partners.
Or you can put CIW ahead.
Thank you. For any undesignated funds provided in the offering today, it will be split 50-50 between the church and the Interfaith Worker Center. Now, we graciously receive, for the good work of the church, your offerings. Can you hear me? Okay, let me start over. Between 1921 and 1941, Norbert Chapek built the Unitarian Church in Prague into the largest Unitarian congregation in the world, with 3,200 members. He crafted the flower communion in 1923 that was eventually widely adopted by UU congregations in the US. A fervent opponent of Nazism, Chapek supported the early rescue work of the Unitarian Service Committee and was killed in a Nazi prison camp in 1942. He wrote a final cluster of hymns during his last days. We will begin the flower communion service, but first, if you could raise your hand if you do not have a flower. Who doesn't have a flower? Can I ask ushers to bring a flower to those with their hand raised? I want to make sure everyone can participate. Do the children in the chapel have flowers? We need flowers back there? Okay. $10? So we need 10 flowers in the chapel, please. So when the music begins, I'll ask you to line up and place your flower in the vase. And the vase is provided. Raise your hand. Is anyone missing a flower still? It looks like everybody's got one now. So if you could, just an orderly line from the first row forward and then back. Well, you know. I want to make sure the kids have their flowers before we begin. Do the people from the chapel want to come forward and begin our flower service? Go ahead, Pengcheng. Thank you. Thank you, Pengcheng. That was beautiful. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts to be one in desire and affliction and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of camaraderie, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do the work of this world. On this Flower Sunday, let's take time to appreciate all of the aesthetically enhancing the sanctuary where we assemble for service each week. Would Connie Mitz and Barbara Haddon, Pengcheng, and Rob Thacker please come forward?
I don't know why we came forward.
You can hear me okay? Okay, now. Here to new heights and glory enrich. I'm going to try that again so that you can all hear me. We cherish each of the components that lift the words we hear to new heights and gloriously enrich their expression. In honor of loved ones or special anniversaries, our fellow congregants provide and generously share the flowers to display. Their blooms remind us again and again that beauty follows the bleakness of winter, and we rejoice. The table covers and the podium banners are coordinated, the blooms artfully arranged, Sunday after Sunday, to imbue our field of vision with tranquility. We owe the elegant effect to Connie Mitz and Barbara Haddon. Thank you. Kenneth Miller, a professor of church music, said, "The piano is able to communicate the subtlest of universal truths by means of wood, metal, and vibrating air." We think our piano's highest expression flows through the gifted fingers of Pengcheng. Whose sublime music has been ours to relish for over 4 years, and we are very sorry that we're about to lose you, and wish you many happy years ahead. Plato once said, "Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything." Songs soften the soul, summon joyful spirits, and synchronize our dreams of justice, power, and hope. Rob, we thank you and your choir for the hours of work it takes to fill this place with song.
will the choir please stand? So what we give you is the words of Chet Atkins. Do it again on the next verse, and people will think you mean it.
Thank you all. We are going to switch up the order of service just a little bit, and Pengcheng will provide us a beautiful concert, a mini concert. Thank you, Pengcheng. That was amazing. Thank you so much. We have choir, I believe.
We do. Now the choir gets to follow that. We'll let the piano cool off for a second while the choir comes up. No, the choir first. Choir first. Pretty sure. So the piece that we're going to sing, Just Believe Us, is about roses. It's in French, and you can look it up, but it's a lovely, lovely piece that the choir's been working on for this.
Thank you, choir. That was beautiful. Charles, would you like to come forward for the pledge moment?
And I thank all the music makers here. You fill my heart. Oh, yes, please take a look at the image, the design, and at home on your screen, if for those attending online. The pledge team selected this image for this year's pledge campaign to support St. John's regular operating budget. The reason I like this budget is that it reminded me of the complex nature of the beloved community that we talk about a lot. The way I understand it, when a community is functioning well, all participants in the community have an influence and can create a beloved community. It's often hard to put your finger on just what that contribution is. And I maintain it doesn't matter if we just be present with it. It could be many different elements, possibly all of them influencing our reaction. Just as a piece of art that's abstract, we just let it in. The feeling of connection happens for me during our services, during gatherings in Kroll-Pfeiffer, visiting with individuals or small groups after church, or online gatherings and meeting, being part of interfaith activities, even being part of a large voter turnout for state or national elections, and other experiences outside our church. I saw it recently in our men's group gathering this month. 16 of us gathered, and after supper, all present shared thoughts and experiences they associated with the word love. Wow, a men's group? It was uplifting to hear the breadth and depth of experience and understanding expressed. And it definitely strengthened my connection to those people. I feel that when we're able to visit with the people in our partner church in Transylvania, so far for me by Zoom only, I see it happening when the congregation gathers to discuss and decide on difficult issues, like dealing with the critical structural repairs for this beautiful wall. And we're ready to begin on those repairs. It's in sight. It's coming. And actually, the spirit of saying, no, let's all bring a flower up, makes a difference to me. Because it's a matter of us all being present in that moment. And I strongly believe that will be an outcome of our listening circles, where every different voice makes a difference to how we understand the moment we're in, the transitions we're experiencing. So just with us, as with our voting, or our presence and openness with each other, it is literally true that the people behind every pledge contribution, large, medium, and small, are all an irreplaceable part of strengthening our beloved community. I want to conclude my message, over 3 minutes as it is, this morning by reminding you that St. John's flourishes not only when everybody contributes, but we do have a timeline. And when we pledge early, it makes a huge difference. And our annual pledge process is happening right now. My pledge teammates, Joetta and Winnie, and I ask you to pledge this week, if at all possible. Sunday, April 23rd, is our goal for everyone to make their pledge. You can pledge on paper or online. The links to pledge online are in our order of service and in the e-news, where all you got to do is click. You don't have to type out what you read in the order of service. And you can stop by our table in Hanley today and get a paper pledge form. I know you want to support St. John's, and now is the time to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. We are now going to begin the process of collecting a flower from the beauty we've created. When you are choosing the flower you're going to take home, think about not choosing the one you came with. Pick something new. We are all as unique as these blooms are, and bringing something home new would be refreshing. Pengcheng, if you'd like to play, and then I'm sorry. And then the chapel, if the chapel wants to come first to collect a flower, and then the rest of us will go. Thank you. Our final hymn today, number 78, Color and Fragrance, are music and words by Norbert Chopik, who is, of course, the person who started the flower communion in 1923.
Please rise and body your spirit. Color and Fragrance, 78. Color and fragrance, magical rhythm, sweet changing music will change us with them. Life within life, inner light gently glowing. Surely you seem to be God's vision growing. Oh, starry heavens, worlds of full splendor, suns without number, new life engender. In a wheel with a light brightly glowing, moving in harmony, God's vision growing. And full of pebbles, high mountain passes, depths of the ocean, dew on the grasses, great things and small, with the light gently glowing, words of the wordless song, God's vision growing. Delicate bees, lace wings and sparrow, in field and forest, clover and yarrow, life greeting life with the light brightly glowing. Our two songs to be God's vision growing.
Our benediction is Where Holy Eucharism Is, an excerpt by Norbert Chopik. When a holy enthusiasm seizes the heart, your face lights up. You feel like a star singing. Your very soul, hearing your song, is radiant. It was, and it will be again. You would embrace the whole world, have peace, touch every flower. You would like to give yourself away completely to everybody. Forgive everything. Play host to everyone. You may lift this earth to heaven. And what it was, and it will be again. Amen. Go in peace and stay for coffee. Thank you.